Again, I want you guys to really give me credit for how committed I am to making sure that I recap all the shows that I wasn't able to recap over this past weekend since I was traveling. I just want y'all to understand my dedication and commitment. Let me get all the streams in here. But once again, I got two more Tea Talks left for the night. I'm going to do this one right now. This is your girl V with Reality Recap, where I am recapping Saturday nights, this past Saturday night's mid season finale of Love and Marriage Detroit. We are streaming live right now across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm going to give you my unsolicited thoughts on the mid season finale. I will say right off the bat, I wasn't that impressed. Love and Marriage Huntsville is still that girl. Detroit, it was cool. It was something to watch on Saturdays. I do love me some Christina. I think, I love her calm and cool, collected reads. But for this to be a mid season finale, it didn't leave much to the imagination or, to be desired. No cliffhanger, in my opinion. Hey, girl. Hey. Hi, Bougie Betty. Thank you for checking in. I'm tired. Don't judge me. But I was traveling this weekend and I didn't get to do my regular scheduled tea talks, but that doesn't mean I didn't watch because I did and I wanted to give you guys my thoughts so that you don't go nowhere else to get a recap on the episodes. I want you to make sure you come right here even though I was traveling. I'm a little behind, but let's get it done. And don't forget, tomorrow, I will put up the time tomorrow morning. I will be recapping tonight's episode of Love and Hip Hop ATL, and I will get back on my regular schedule. So let's get into the mid season finale of Love and Marriage Detroit. Let me get up my notes. As I said, guys, this is going to be a short tea talk, I think, unless you guys have your thoughts or anything you want to say. It wasn't that great to me. We started off the episode where we left off with Kim and Christina, hashing out their differences or lack thereof, with Christina throwing trash and clothes on the floor in a restaurant, which, in my opinion, was trash. It was definitely a prop flop. It was not giving what I think she thought it was going to give. She wants a moment, guys. Oh yeah, I know. It's late summer's finest. I was traveling this weekend, so I'm trying to give the tea talks on what wasn't able to do this weekend. So I'm doing Love and Marriage Detroit. I'm gonna end the live and come right back and give you guys Real Housewives of Potomac, and then I'm all caught up. And then tomorrow we'll do Love and Hip Hop ATL for tonight's episode. But yeah, Kim, to me, I told you guys, and my opinion has not changed since the season went on. She wants a moment. She thought that throwing these clothes on the floor in a restaurant was going to give her the moment or the big, you know, I guess confirmation that she's here to stay. And it was the corniest thing. Like, she threw the trash on the floor and it was trash what she did. And I really aspire to be like Christina, where I did feel like last episode when they were arguing, Kim was kind of winning with her, like, oh, you had a birthday party with 20 people. What a surprise. Like, she had a few little zingers there. And Christina was like, you know what, I'm going to let you talk. But this episode, I felt like, Christina was saying, like, you throwing stuff on the floor, you trying to belittle me or make me feel small, and you can't do that. Like, you throwing clothes on this floor just shows your character, not mine. You look, basically crazy. And Christina said her piece, but ultimately they decided to coexist, but that they weren't going to be able to rebuild or come back to being friends as they were before. This light is so bright in my face. I'm going to turn it down, so I'm going to turn it the right way. Maybe it's because this is my third tea talk today, but I'm just tired of this ring light in my face, y'all. I should turn it all the way off, right? I should just go like this and let y'all go. Then you can't see the sign that good. I'll do it like that. Set the mood like I'm a late night radio station or something. But yeah, I aspire to be how Christina is, so cool, calm, and collected when she's reading somebody, able to articulate herself and get her point across. That is not me in an argument. I'm yelling, screaming, sometimes probably tears coming out because I'm so mad. So I just love that about Christina. And I commented that. She commented on the post about the episode when I put up a sneak peek on Saturday. And she was saying, she commented and said how she really wants this scene with Kim to just disappear. She's so tired of it. And I commented back just saying to her, I just really admire how she can stay calm even when, when she had the conversation with Dr. Thompson and this argument with Kim, and even with dealing with Brandon, she always is able to just keep her calm and just, get her point across. So I aspire to be that calm. Christina is working on a demo, and she wanted Brandon to support, but he wasn't able to be there. Which, by the way, I think the song has been, I'm not going to say it's released, but I saw that it was posted on her page. She was able to complete the song. So, congratulations to her. But she was in the studio. He wasn't able to come, so it wasn't going that great for her. She goes back to the studio when he can come, and he was very supportive, doing his Star Factory thing and helping her get the song done. It did feel like he had a hidden agenda, of course, because he was using that as a way to show his support so he can get back in the house and stop staying at his mama house, which, listen, you were the one that left, sir. She didn't kick you out. So now you trying to beg to come back home after you decided to leave. I guess he realized that the grass ain't greener on the other side. It's just more manure over there. Okay. So he, got what he wanted. Christina invited him to come back home. But I will say, and I said this to you guys before, I don't see her wearing that ring, the big nice rock that he got her and surprised her with at the birthday party. She's been doing live recaps every weekend after the episodes, and I don't see her wearing the ring. I don't know if that is to keep us enticed and engaged, but I don't see her wearing the ring at all. She's done one or two lives with him, but not in the same place. It was like, him in one place and her in another. The hell, they could have been in two different spots in the house. Again, just trying to entice us to keep watching. But I am curious to see on the rest of the season when it does return what's going on with their relationship. This was a mid-season finale, so it will take a break. We know Love and Marriage Huntsville will be coming back on November, don't get me the line, November 2nd. Love and Marriage Huntsville is coming back on. So we'll have a little break for 2 weeks. Thank God. Then I'll get a I'll get a Sunday break from doing Tea Talks. And then I'll be back doing this Sunday Tea Talks when Love and Marriage Huntsville returns, and I'll also be doing a tea talk on Bell Collective, which will be back. But yeah, this was just a mid-season finale, so I'm interested to see where their relationship goes. Bougie Betty said Brandon was in the home last weekend on her live. Okay, so I didn't see this past weekend because I was traveling. If they did a live, I saw like a recap, a little quick piece, like the beginning when she was just coming on, because I think she posted it. But okay, did she have the ring on, Bougie Betty? Do you know? I have to go back and look at the live and see, did she have it on. But I think she wasn't wearing it through the season and doing the lives to kind of keep us in suspense. But I have to go back and look and see. So yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with their relationship, the dynamic with the children. They are so cute and, gave their feelings as well this season. So hopefully they can get back on track. Bougie Betty said he was playing with the girls in the other room. No ring on. Okay, still no ring. Okay. But he's back in the house. We never want to see a family break up, especially not a black family with two young daughters, adorable daughters at that. I really hope they can work it out. But I don't want them to just work it out for the sake of working out. Brandon got work to do. He is very immature, and I don't feel any different about that. He has a lot of work to do, and I think that Christina is a prize. She is a catch. She's smart, beautiful. She's a woman of God. She has talent, and I hope, I don't want her to be out here settling. Take a page out of Mel's book, girl, and move on if you need to. But hopefully, he, not saying she's perfect, but just from what I've seen in perception, he has a lot of work to do. But yeah, Christina invited him to come back home. We also saw Kobe talk to her aunt, which I thought was a aha moment for Kobe, and also maybe hopefully helped her see where the backlash could be coming from that she got this season, me included. I have not liked Kobe this season. I felt like, she was a bit ungrateful in how she was acting at her gender reveal. And not to say that she doesn't have a right to be disappointed in, the fact that her daughter, that she was having another child and it was a girl when she wanted a boy. I totally understand that. But some stuff is better left unsaid, right? And just the way she was acting at her baby shower, the entire season so far, she just seemed miserable every time she stepped on our screens, as if she doesn't even want to be pregnant. And I took that to heart, and I spoke on this already, so I won't spend a whole lot of time. But as a mom of a preemie daughter who was born at 23, 24 weeks, I didn't get to have a gender reveal, or I didn't get to have a baby shower. And I just felt like she took those things for granted. And I felt like her aunt really was there to kind of remind her of, it's not about you. This is, God's plan. And now you are the vessel here to help this child figure out their purpose. But, for moms that are struggling to get pregnant, not able to get pregnant or carry full term, to watch her have healthy pregnancies and be upset about the gender, some people say, she has the right to. Some think that. My opinion was, I think that it was a very good thing to see her talk to her aunt and hear her aunt's side, who not only lost one baby, lost four. She miscarried, or, actually carried to term, and then they were born and passed away. She had lost two sets of twins. So, and she did say in that moment, Kobe, that she doesn't want to come off as ungrateful, or that, like she doesn't love her daughter on the way. But just some of the things she was saying, like, oh, that's two heads to comb. I got to do two heads. Yeah, you do. I have two daughters, and I didn't even know how to do hair, but I figured it out, you know? And also, I just felt like just because you're having a girl doesn't mean you won't have a close relationship. Yes, my first daughter loves her dad. That's her best friend. She loves her papa even more. But my second child, she clung to me, and she became close with me. So just because it doesn't mean because you're having a girl, you won't have a close relationship. So hopefully she's experiencing that now. The baby is born and here and happy, and, blessings to her. But I really do hope her seeing it back, and how, we were perceiving her, she understands some of that backlash. And I hope that conversation with her aunt was eye opening for her. It was definitely needed for her to understand how she was looking. We also saw Brandon have an event last night, which I'm gonna be honest with y'all. What does Brandon do for a living? Let's just get that. Not Brandon. What does Anthony do? Anthony had an event on the show. What does he do for a living? I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, is Dr. Thompson, is he a stay-at-home dad and Dr. Thompson at this point? Like, I know he was in Marvel, and he was mad at her last season because he had to come back from Atlanta. But what does he do? Am I missing something besides the man's movement? Which to me, I thought at the beginning was just gonna end up being a he-man woman hater club, because that's how he come across. But I'm glad he's doing things in the community. I'm glad he was, out speaking to the youth and put the event together and doing that. But what does he do? Bougie Betty. She said he has a production company. What is he producing? What has he produced? What is he pushing out to us? I need to understand. I don't get it, but he has a lot to say about who's popping and who's not popping. And every episode he talking about, he said Christina wasn't popping, Chelsea not popping, Brandon ain't popping, and him and Chelsea on the same level. What is he producing that he got so much to say? Is he popping? Cause I don't know nothing of him. So, but I digress, because I'm getting off track. But yeah, he had his men's moving event, and they Some of the guys came out, Bravo, Russell, and the new guy, what's his name, Marcel. They spoke to the youth, and Brandon showed up late. He was a little late, not a little late, a whole lot of late. He missed the whole damn thing. And, Brandon brings up that he thinks Anthony Anthony is owing, that he owes Chelsea an apology. And Anthony is not having it. Wait, before we go, Latoya done wrote a whole book on Facebook. Latoya says her feelings are valid and it's not concerned how y'all feel or what someone can and cannot have. It's most definitely not her concern about what others went through. She is entitled to feel how she feels. I stand on that. People need to stop projecting themselves into her because this is how they would feel or what they would do. Hi, sorry I'm late. Totally get it. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I just don't like Kobe this season. I don't like how she looking miserable in every scene. It's giving Debbie Downer, and she come, hey I'm tired. I don't feel good. I don't want to be here. She had her gender reveal like this. Oh my god, it's too much pink in here. Yeah, so for me, wasn't wasn't thrilled to see her on my screen, wasn't thrilled to see her acting that way. And right, everyone's going to have a different reaction. People that have had healthy pregnancies may think nothing of it. People like me who, not to say I didn't have a healthy pregnancy, but like I said, I didn't get to have a gender reveal to be pouting about. I didn't get to have a baby shower. Like, I literally didn't even find out I was pregnant until I was 20 weeks. And then at 25, 26 weeks, she was here. So I was thrusted into motherhood, and I could have been sad and moping about that. But to each his own. Everyone's going to have their own opinion. But I personally thought that she needed to hear that conversation with her aunt. I felt like she needed to see other sides of it where there's women that don't get to have children, that don't get to pout about the gender of the baby. And I also feel like it's 2024. If you wanted your second child to be a boy, then go do IVF and you would have been straight. It's like it's 2024. Y'all could have had that conversation, went and did the IVF, and been done. But yeah, I totally get it. Not everybody's gonna feel that way. Not saying she's not entitled to her feelings or how she felt. I'm just saying how I perceived her was, like, are you kidding me? But not everybody's gonna see that. It's definitely everybody's different journey and what they've been through in pregnancy. I personally, like I said, I don't know nobody that didn't have a struggle getting pregnant during the delivery or after. It's always something. Like, I've never really seen a perfect pregnancy, but it was a lot. So yeah, and I know she said she talked about being through her miscarriage, and we said that too. Like, she definitely said that she didn't want to be perceived that way or come off that way. I don't make light of her depression over the gender. I think that there's a lot going on with her outside of just this gender revealed with her and Russell, and not feeling equal, and that he gets to move and be out all day while she has to do her content creating and house and things with a toddler and being pregnant. um, they need a nanny. I do. So they need a nanny and IVF. But I'm hoping that she looks happier online. So I'm hoping that she'll come back and be the Kobe I fell in love with the first season. She was like cool to me, and doing her content creator thing and showing us black women that want to be in this content creator space how to do it. And she has an agent. I wanted to see more of that instead of her just moping around. Thought she was going to take pregnancy by storm and show us pregnancy maternity outfits at its finest, not be on our screen mad every time we saw her. But that is enough about Miss Kobe. The baby's here, healthy, blessings to her, like I said. And, we'll see if she returns for, well, she's probably on the next, because this is just a mid-season finale. So we'll see where they are when they come back. But it seems like she still had, from what I saw on the previews of what's to come, she still got some bones to pick with her husband for sure. Um, But yeah, like we were saying, I don't know what Anthony does for a living. Bougie Betty says he has a production company, but what he's producing, the hell do I know? But again, I'm glad to see that the men's movement is positive and they were speaking to youth. Brandon showed up I said a little late, but he pretty much missed the whole damn thing. And Brandon brings up how Anthony owes Chelsea an apology. Now, do I think that I don't know. I don't necessarily know if an apology is warranted, but do I feel like Chelsea sticks her nose in the business and want to have a space on this show and get her 15 minutes? Absolutely, I do. But do I agree with Anthony and how he talks to her and call her a little girl and calling her a bird and all this other stuff like he do with most of the women, name calling, getting in their business? I don't like that about him, period. Not just with Chelsea, I just don't like that about him, period. Like I said, saying who, Christina's not popping, Chelsea's not popping, and even saying to Brandon, yeah, you think Chelsea's popping down on y'all level. Like, what does that mean? Who are you, bro? Like, what is he doing? What's making him so popping? I really, I really don't understand. Let me put this up so y'all know I'm talking about Love and Marriage Detroit. But I really don't understand what it is that he is doing that's so great that he can put down women and talk to them any type of way. So, apology, are we going to get that from Anthony? Absolutely not. But they just need to agree to go their separate ways. And really that's where Chelsea needs to direct her issues and anger towards. Like she coming off, real aggressive with Dr. Thompson and Kobe, but you really mad at Anthony. He's the one that was calling you a little girl and playing you out. So, should he apologize? Yes, cuz he's a man and he should. Is he going to? No. But, again, when Brandon was coming to him not trying to be shady or anything, and say, hey, you know, listen, you need to apologize to her. Then that's when he comes with this insult in the shade at Brandon. And that's what I was saying. I don't like calling men sassy. I don't, disrespect men in that manner. But this is a special case with Anthony. Like he does come off like, and I think Latoya, you were the one that confirmed it. It's pretty obvious, and I don't want to stereotype at all, but it's obvious to me that he grew up around a lot of women and that he's used to talking. Latoya said he is sassy. I know. I just don't like calling men and saying that, but he just he's too comfortable getting in women's business and talking crazy to women. I don't like that about him at all. I really don't. Latoya said, I think so. The way Anthony insults her and call her out of her name is very classless. He needs to apologize. Yeah, I think he does too. But is he going to? No. Because, he too, like you in your words, sassy for that. He's going to stand on his foolishness. So even when he was saying to Brandon, I didn't even like that. And I don't even care for Brandon, y'all. He's an immature fool too. But the way that he like, yeah, well, she's popping on your level, but up here at my level, like he always trying to put somebody down and make himself look good or feel better. It's childish. Latoya said he do it in the group, so he's not acting on TV. That's who he is, sassy self. Yeah, I agree. I've seen him on lives. I've been on lives with him on Instagram, and I totally agree. That is who he is. I don't think he's acting. That is exactly who he is. Even when the women is arguing or going back and forth, he back a woo, like he be too eager to get in their business. Like it's Dr. Thompson, get your man, boo. But yeah, I didn't like what he said to him, and I was glad that Brandon called him out on it and saying like, I'm not even coming here in defense of Chelsea. I'm just saying, hey, as a man, you should apologize. And yeah, I didn't like that conversation and the whole on your level. It was whack of him. We then see Brandon come home. He comes back home with a pile. I said a pile of dirty laundry. He say it wasn't dirty, but I know he ain't leave out the house with the clothes. That was for the dramatics. He ain't leave out with them clothes in his hand. He come back and drop them in the floor and sit down. And his cute little daughters are saying like, "Where did you go? Why were you not here?" So, Bougie Betty on Instagram let me know that during the live that Christina did this past weekend, Brandon was there. They were in the home together, but she's still not wearing that ring. But, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, I felt like this mid-season trailer didn't leave much to be desired. Like Love and Marriage Huntsville, when they went off, we were in the middle of intense girls trip. Detroit, they not taking no trips yet. It wasn't anything left off that I'm like, oh, I can't wait till this come back on. It was a lackluster mid-season finale, to be honest with you guys. But am I gonna continue watching? Absolutely. Like I said, I love Christina. I love seeing her and what she's doing. But as for this to be a season finale, it just felt like another episode. Like I kept going back to be like, is this really the mid season finale? This is it? Like that's all y'all got? All right then. But it's definitely no love and marriage Huntsville. But I enjoyed the season overall. It was cool. It wasn't, yes, this is something to write home about. But overall, it was an okay season. So we'll see what they bring back to the table. I'm still not feeling the same way I started. Is how I left off. Latoria said, I think Christina brother gave her great advice. Listen, Latoria, I wrote in my notes and I know I shouldn't. I was like, I want to see him on the show. Give me him instead of Marcel and Kim. Is he married? Give me him. But yeah, he's managing her career. He did give great advice to her. And, hopefully Brandon get his shit together. But overall, yeah, I would love to see him on the show a little bit more. But that song that she was working on, I did see them post it. It's finished. It's out. I don't know if it got picked up by the Pistons or yet or whatever, but it did get posted yesterday. So Emma's Burke said, Melody screwing a married man. Oh, really? Well, listen, I told y'all I need boots on the ground. So, Mrs. Burke, if you know something, it's like, see something, say something, drop it in my DM, honey, and I will validate it. Dropping tea on a Tuesday night. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the mid-season finale. Ooh, Latoria said lies, no proof. Ooh, Mrs. Burke on Instagram, Latoria on Facebook said, that's lies, no proof. They be making up lies, baby. Whoo. That's why I say if you see something, say something, and then I'll validate it from there. So if you got some proof, drop it on off in my inbox, in my DMs, and I'll check it out. But guys, I am going to. Oh, Latoya said the judge even threw Martell claims out. Bloop. Yeah, Mel's smarter than that, I think. Court documents. Mrs. Burke said Tasha K say she got receipts. Now we got to be careful with Tasha K because she be saying some of anything and it don't always be true. Mrs. Burke, I'm just being honest. Tasha K be all over the place. Like, wow, she's like the modern day Jerry Springer to me. We got to be careful with what Tasha K say for reals. But yeah, I'm going to end this live and then I'll be back in about 10 minutes or so, not even, to do my recap of Real Housewives of Potomac. Before I get out of here, as I always say, if you have a business or a product that you want me to promote, my promotional rates are there. If you want to be a sponsor for the podcast, I'm doing upwards of 7 to 8 shows a week, and I can promote your business or product on each show. You can email me at what you see above, reality_recap@yahoo.com. My Cash App is down in the corner. $reality recap for those that want to donate, because the tea is not free, honey. So I appreciate all your support. New followers, welcome. We're continuing to grow. And how do you support for free? Like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get all of my Tea Talks. If you can't make all the lives, they're all loaded for you. Go to the link in my bio on Facebook and Instagram. And before I go, like I always say, reality TV stars are humans too. Don't forget that. It's your girl V with Reality Recap. Give me a few minutes and I'll be right back to recap was it last night's? No, Sunday night's episode 2 of season 9 of Real Housewives of Potomac. It's your girl V with Reality